All right, back at it. This week we're doing North Sandia Peak from Tunnel Springs. Not sure what I'm getting myself into today. Looks like we're gonna have a lot of miles, so last week I went pretty heavy on my pack. This week I'm going pretty light, gonna try to go a little quick. And it's windy. I hate wind, but should be a fun day. We'll see. Decided to wear the bucket hat today because I can tie it down if it gets windy. Well, I think it's going to be pretty windy up there. But also the road in here was not great. There are a bunch of like Tacomas and FJ Cruisers and other four-wheel drive vehicles. But there was one minivan and one like Honda Echo. So you can get in, but it's going to be interesting. Crazy. So I'm taking a shorter, steeper alternate route from the main route, at least for the beginning. This trail eventually meets up with the main trail, but I kind of like to take my elevation medicine right out of the gate when my legs are fresh. So this is kind of a cool canyon though. It's gonna save a lot of time too. So I was looking at Onyx, and it looks like right as soon as I get out of this canyon behind me, I'll meet up with the main trail. But really cool view down back towards Placitas. Trail's actually not that bad, but my mouth is just so dry. I mentioned it's April 20th, so, wink, wink. But it's kind of crazy. So it was really windy in Albuquerque, but this canyon runs north and south, and I'm right under this ridge. I think all the wind is just going right over on top of me. This canyon is actually a little stuffy at times, but I'm almost out. All right, just met up with the main trail. It took me about 45 minutes, about 1,000 feet elevation gain, and actually wasn't that bad. Gonna get some water, get some sugar, and turn and burn. That's the canyon I just worked my way out of. The other trail like comes around and meets up with it like right there. One of my favorite hiking snacks. Took a break to take a few pictures. It's a pretty cool scene here. All right, trying to keep up the pace. Still lots of good views around, but the elevation's not quite as steep as it was in that initial canyon, so trying to push the tempo just a little bit. Now that's a view. This is pretty normal for what I've been in for like the last hour. Just mild elevation gain, just hiking on the trail. Actually not a whole lot for views. A little bit looking back, but just in the forest. Made it to my next junction. I'm not really doing anything, I'm just staying on the same trail. But there is a junction there. All right, it's been a little over 2 hours. Done about 4 miles. Just taking a break, eating a snack. Best hiking food ever. If you disagree, you're wrong. See, here's the trick. There's always the crumbs at the bottom. You just push it together. There's still a little bit of glue right there. You can make a funnel to get all the good stuff in. Like the sophisticated animal you are. This is a really cool view. You got Mount Taylor back there in the distance. Got all that volcanic flow down in the valley. Some of that cool colored red rock down by Placitas. The mountains back in Santa Fe. You can probably see Wheeler back there. I've looked these up before. I want to say it's the Penasco. I might be wrong, but if I am, I'll put it up on screen whenever I get back. Nice little spot to take my April 20th break. And now it's time to get back on the trail, you slackers. Getting up to a little bit of snow. Almost there. At least to the ridge. Ooh. I can't believe how calm it is up here today. It was so windy when I left town. Such perfect weather today. Oh, it wasn't too bad. Only moderately post-holy. This one may be worse. It's out in the sun. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I'd say it's opening up a little bit. Whew. So way back in the day, early 90s, I'd say, I used to have a golf game on one of my old computers. And the narrator of that golf game was Bobcat Goldthwait. The younger people won't know who that is. People in my generation, they'll hear his voice the second I say his name. Anyways, if you shanked a shot, he would always razz you a little bit. And if you shanked one in the forest, in his classic voice, he would say, "We're going into the forest, we're going into the forest." Well, that kind of came to my mind as I started getting into this section. So this one's for you, Bobcat. Fully in the forest now. This is beautiful though. Thanks to all the people with small feet who have been pre-compressing the snow for me so I don't fall through it. I mean, who gives you views like this? This guy. Something got eaten. To be honest, I wasn't expecting this much snow up here today. Some of these snowdrifts are kind of deep. Been post-holing down to my knees, up to my knees, whatever the correct terminology is, for a little while. Man, is it beautiful here today. Like, the temperature couldn't be more perfect. There's still quite a bit of deadfall on this trail right now too. Trying to clear some of this while you're post holing on both sides of the deadfall is interesting. You got these little ones to trip you up. Much better. Here's the next marker I've seen. Joined up with some other trail. Whew. The trail's turned into either snow or a stream from the melting snow. Mountains are really beautiful. Where am I going? I don't know. Just follow the footsteps into the deeper snow. Some of these snowbanks are getting really deep. Like I'm post holing down to my hip now. In some spots. Some spots are nice and compressed and you're just walking on top of the snow. Looks like I'm getting close. I got an hour, about an hour before I gotta turn back to make it back before sunset. The snow is slow going. It appears I'm at a crossroads. I don't even know if you can see that. But it's just right there. But it's a little after 3 and I want to be heading back by 4. So we'll see if I can make it in that much time. Alright, I'm at 6.6 miles. Been hiking for almost 4 hours. 2,600 feet of elevation gain. My boots are wet. The summit's right there. Let's see if we can make it. And immediately back into the slushy snow. Not a good sign. Ooh. So this is how it's going. Whoa. Knee deep. It appears I've made it. Tower's right there from the main crest. But as you can see, it's gotten cloudy. And I've got a lot of snow to hike down through. So there's no resting at the top. I'm gonna turn right back around. I gotta hustle. It's also surprisingly chilly up here. My nifty little thermometer here is saying we're below 40 degrees. Luckily the wind's not too bad right here, but it doesn't feel that cold. I've also just hiked like 7 or so miles. I don't know, let's see what it is. 7.69. So I have probably about 8 miles to go back because I started the tracker a little bit late. Let's go. Went and got myself into a damn snowstorm. All right, I'm down through the worst of the snow. I'm gonna get some food out of my pack. Man, these views are killer. But gotta hurry down. It's always smart to check your maps whenever you come up to any crossroads or going left. All right, I think I'm finally out of the snow. So, should be pretty quick from here on out. I'm not sure how far I have to go. I'll have to look at my map here in a second, but who cares how long it is? I get to look at this. Making good time. There's some rain hitting the ground down there. Man, it is beautiful up here. Now I'm getting sprinkled on. Those clouds are not really getting me wet, but kind of nice. Smells really good. Cooling the air down. Because we are moving. So I'm back down to the alternate route ravine that I came up initially, which means I'm less than a mile away, but man, it is steep and it is slippery. I've almost fallen a couple of times, but I'm almost done. Another fun fact for the day. Today's date is 4/20/24. That's a palindrome. Love palindromes. Woo! I didn't notice this when I came in. A little spring running out of the rocks. I think it's coming from behind there, but still. That's awesome. All right, back down to the main trail. That's where I just came from. I mean, it was tough. If your knees and your quads can handle it, I say go for it, because it probably saved me about 3-4 miles round trip. So you definitely deal more with the elevation gain, but that's worth it to save that much distance. But I'll be back at the truck in just a minute. There's my baby. Man, I'm glad to be back. Gonna be sitting down here in a second. I'm gonna have to zoom in probably a little bit, but almost a full moon just right over that ridge line. That is cool. All right, looking at my totals, came in just under 8 hours, about a little over 15 miles, and about 4,350 feet elevation gain. But man, I'm ready for some food, and I'll take some extra footage as I'm heading out. Maybe give you an idea of what this road is like. It's pretty gnarly. Hold on.
That was a crash course in 90s and 2000s hard rock. Handpicked by Turbo Nation. Take a victory.
That was not running when I came in.
SiriusXM.com to find out how you.
This is just all that snow melting off the mountain.
Listen with.
All the cairns. This is the part you have to be really careful on with your little cars. All right, that was probably the worst of it. It's all really, like washboardy and everything through here, but that was the worst of it for sure. All right, back to the highway. Heading back into Placitas, but check out that sunset. That's beautiful. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. My feet are absolutely soaked. That snow just did it to my shoes. Good thing I was wearing wool socks. If you don't know, wool socks will maintain their insulation properties even whenever they're wet. So my feet would have been freezing if I wouldn't have had them on. So another win for wool socks. Oh my God, I'm gonna destroy you. So hungry.